Welcome back to the GreenLight Investor for the week ending March 11th, 2016. Our goal at the GreenLight Investor is to help provide a unique resource to make managing your 401k both a simple and easy process. We do this with a worksheet that provides red, green, and yellow cells that can assist you with the decisions of when to buy, what to buy, and when to sell. This presentation is for informational purposes only and should not be taken as personal investment advice. The examples I'll be showing are examples of how you can use this worksheet as an additional research tool to help make fund choices within your 401k plan. Always refer to your own investment policy to make certain that the choices you make are appropriate for both your investment time horizon as well as your understanding and acceptance for taking on risk in financial markets. Okay, let's go ahead and go right into our worksheet. On the left side of the worksheet, you'll always see the investment choices that are available to you. You'll see the fund number, the fund symbol, fund name, and a brief description of what the fund's objectives are. At the top of this list, you'll see the core investments, and as you scroll down, you'll go into the satellite investments, which include money market funds, fixed income, U.S. growth and income, the U.S. equity funds, the international funds, and the sector funds. In the center portion of this worksheet, you'll see the performance numbers, which are updated each week to show you the closing price, the month-to-date return, the quarter-to-date return, and the year-to-date return. The reason these are so important is you can see how your fund choices compare to the other funds that are available inside of each of the categories. And finally, let's go over to the right side of the worksheet, which shows the unique section of this worksheet, which is the current weekly trends. These are centered around the relative strength changes on a week-to-week basis for each of the funds. When you see a bright green light, you'll see that that's been one of the stronger performing funds for the week. And when you see the bright red lights, that will take your eye right to the funds that have been the weakest performers on a week-over-week basis. In column W, just to the right, each week we'll assign a trend score that will show a numerical value for the strength of each of the trends for each of the funds. The higher the number, the stronger the trend has been, and the lower the number, the weaker the trend has been. When it's a positive trend, you'll see green lights, and when you see a negative trend, you'll see red lights, and when you see a transitioning trend, you'll see some yellow lights in there. What this does is this helps take your eye to the funds that are strengthening, and you'll see not only the green lights appear when a fund starts to show some relative strength, you'll also see the numerical values start to improve. As you see those improve, that fund is showing some relative strength. As you go down, there's only a handful of funds that are showing that, and they're still showing the yellow dots primarily, which are transitioning. This fund up here, our International Bond Fund, has actually been performing quite well and has 5 weeks now where we've had the yellow or the green dot showing, which is a confirmed trend that we're in a positive momentum situation. But as we scroll down, you can still see a lot of red on the right side, and we're just starting to see a little bit of transition to green. So it's time to be cautious, but make sure you have your shopping lists prepared. So if there's any reallocations, you can identify the funds that are showing the strength the earliest, as those will tend to continue to show strength through each cycle. All right, with that said, let's see how we can use this to make choices within your 401k. To change the view, you go to the View, and then go to Custom Views, and go to My Current Allocation, and then click Show. On the left side of the worksheet, then, you'll see where my selections are down column H. And we generally like to see 100% allocation, and we've separated that with the yellow lights. The yellow highlighted cells are showing what the targets should be for each of the funds. And in the white section of this, when we make an allocation change, we'll put this in column H so you can keep track of where your funds are allocated. Always be aware that when you want to allocate funds, you have to go to your website and make the changes there. This is just a way to keep track. This doesn't actually make any changes for you. So please be aware of that. To use this, we'll simply use the slider. We'll slide over and we'll see how we're doing with our fund choices. Right now we would like to have a 5% allocation, but since we've seen 3 red lights show up here, we're going to go ahead and move this back down to a 0 allocation. We'll wait for this to turn green again, because if there's a strong downtrend, we don't want to be in that. We are seeing this strong uptrend here, so we're going to take that 5% allocation away from the bond fund that we were in, and we're going to go ahead and move this over into the international bond fund. So here we'll make the change. That'll bring us up to 100% allocation, and we want to stay in green lights, and particularly if we see 2 or 3 green lights on the short-term, intermediate, and most importantly, the long-term trend. Here we're in neutral, so we may be slightly early, but we'll go ahead and take that chance that this will continue, because the trend looks like it's strengthening. Let's go ahead and continue to scroll down. Right now the growth in incomes, we have 0% allocated. We are seeing a little bit of strength occur, but we're still seeing a lot of red lights on the left side, so we'll keep this allocation for now. Our allocation to the U.S. equity funds should be 30%. Right now we're 0, and again, it's the same reason. We're waiting for green lights to appear. The long-term trend is, again, the most important trend to watch, and we're seeing some neutral. Once we start to see those turn green, we'll be making allocations back to this sector. We have 1 green light here, but we'd like to confirm it with a green light down column W, showing that the relative strength is continuing to improve. The international funds, we have a 25% target allocation. We have 0%, and it's the same reason. The long-term trends down column U are all showing bearish or red, or generally we have 1 that's neutral, but we'd like to see some of those starting to turn green, as well as column W starting to turn green on a week-over-week basis. And finally, we would like to have 20% in the sector fund. Here we are seeing some strength turn in 2 of the funds. Those are the real estate funds, and we are seeing our first green light. So next week, if we do see another green light appear in column W, we'll be making an additional allocation from the money market funds into one of these 2 funds. So that's how we use the GreenLight system to make allocations. There's a lot of different variations you can use depending on whether you're a more aggressive investor or if you're more conservative. If you're more aggressive, you'll tend to look for changes in the numerical values to make your allocations. And if you're more conservative, you'll wait for the green lights to confirm the trends in each of the sectors. And always remember, the more aggressive you are, the higher risk you're going to take in being early, that the trends may not strengthen the way you're anticipating. So the more risk you're taking, the more reward you'll get, and the less risk you take, generally the less the reward will be, but you'll have less volatility in your portfolio. With that said, let's go ahead and go back to our main page. We'll click on View. Let's go to Custom Views, and let's click with the Performance columns. Click Show, and we'll go back to our main page. Okay, that's what I've got for this week. I hope it's been helpful. Gives you some ideas and some resources for managing your 401k choices. If you'd like any additional information, you can always email me at the email shown here, and I'd be happy to answer any individual questions or demonstrate how you can use this worksheet to help make choices within your 401k. The worksheet that I've showed you this evening is also available each week on greenlightinvestor.org, so you can go to the website, download the worksheet, and see how it may be able to help you as an additional tool for making choices within your 401k. I want to just take a minute. Thank you very much for taking time out of your weekend to go over your investment choices. Should only take about 5 minutes to 10 minutes a night, or 5 to 10 minutes over the weekend, so it's about the time to have a cup of coffee on a Saturday morning, and you can review your investment choices and see that you're trying to stay with the relative strength of the markets. With that said, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I look forward to another update next week. Thank you.